What I got to show you now, very important parts about my book, this end of days in Bible quotes, but the tables there, or many of them, Mrs. Kim Solomon explained clearly really what are the tables about, and what are in the table, which parts of the tables are more important, less important, everything really important, but definitely some of them are very important. So what I got to show you now, this is really an old one, but now I try to renew it, to explain, because this is really the basis of Bible codes, Torah code, because without understanding this, so people will not understand, they even will not will think like this is wrong and so on, because the most important is to understand what are the codes, how they act, how they represent things, the letter skip and so on. So definitely, without this, people don't really appreciate Bible codes and pity. So let us see now what you see here, and then I'll explain to you the very important ideas really about the Bible codes. So this is the book I did. You see here exactly the book which has come to strengthen our faith in the Torah, which is important to get Messiah, because the Maimonides says Israel will be redeemed unless they keep Torah and definitely repent. So what I'm going to show you now is this, what a part written about the different in Deuteronomy than the other books. There are 5 books of Moses. Every 50 letters in the book of Genesis, this was in Deuteronomy, is only 49. Yeah. So now the beautiful explanation, Moses obtained only 49 gates of understanding. Yes. As clearly written in the Talmud, and the verse is in Psalms, which says that Moses' level was less in one gate, and instead of 50, and this was his vision, but you have made him little less, yeah. So there's a divine. Divine is 50, Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, 50. We'll explain later on exactly why Leviticus have 8 letters. 8 is like 50, above 7. So this is very important to know and to understand why Deuteronomy is different, because otherwise people say, it's not right, it's 50 and not 49. But if you know exactly the reason why 49, so you will understand. Yeah, why the 4 books are 50, as is written. Alright, because Moses, as he said, he got only 49 gates, and the Torah is 50. Because this is a perfection of everything. 50 gates of understanding is a completion. This is why Genesis and Exodus, Numbers in 50. So as I said, a lot of these things. Now, really what I want to explain is the idea of the 5 books, definitely. Why the first one, Genesis, is from up to down, 50, as you can see. And Exodus, also 50 for the first, we speak about the first Tav, the word Torah, come from the first letter Tav in the Torah, in Bereshit, Tav, counting 50 letters, you have the word Torah, like Tav, 50 letters Vav, 50 letters Resh, and Vav, yeah, which I showed definitely. Then you have in the next Exodus also the same thing. From up to down Torah, the first letter starts in Shmot. Also Torah, every 50 letters, the letters keep 50. In Leviticus, you have 8, the name of God. It means if you take the first Yud, 8 letters A, 8 letters Vav, 8 letters A. Yud Kevav, the name of God, every 8 letters. Now 8 apparently represents the level above nature, the neshama. This was the Hebrew word neshama have the same letter like Shmona. So Leviticus, we discuss exactly why 8. Basically, 8 and 50 represent and show the same idea because 8 is above 7 and 50 is above 7 times 7. Alright, 49. So 8 and 50 basically represent the same idea. The neshama, the soul. I find Leviticus 8 in the other 50. We'll understand, we'll explain just now. Now, numbers, you have 50, but from the first A backwards, like you have the word Torah, yeah, backwards from the bottom up, reverse. You can see, Torah, A, Vav, Tav, Resh 8, Resh Tav, yeah. So why numbers is upside down? And then in Deuteronomy, also upside down. And it starts not from the beginning. It starts verses later in which is written Moses explained the Torah to the Jewish people, to the children of Israel. This was the reason. But it starts from the letter when Moses starts speaking, O'il Hashem, O'il Moshe Bayer. So the question again, hey, why don't beginning? So the answer is that the first verses in Deuteronomy tell you exactly what happened in the past. Israel were there, they were there, they were there, they were there. So it's not Torah, Torah is teaching. So it's not only telling the story, it's like my rehearsal of the Jews, the places the Jews went, You can see that when the clearly all the places are mentioned where Jews were. So this is not really part of Torah, of teaching. So this is why certain when is written that Moshe starts teaching the children of Israel. So okay. So it means if you don't understand what I told you now, you say, it's not right. Look, there is 8, that is 8, and then 49, definitely, if a man will not understand, so definitely we're missing out. Very likely that people who don't like so much to accept the Torah from God, because they have to keep mitzvot and so on. So wherever they find a place to say, hey, it's not right. But they will not even like to use the explanation. So the question is still why Leviticus 8, what is going on, and why the first 2 up, down, to down Torah. The second down, the numbers, the 4th and the 5th. What is going on here? Number 8. So here I will go to explain to you this phenomena, why it happened like this, which is very important. So the idea is the following. The 5 books of Moses, according to the very famous rabbi, the past, Rab Tzadok Cohen, he says in his book, Pri Tzadik, he brings it up in sources, the 5 books of Moses are parallel to the neshama, to the soul. To the soul, What is really the connection, what is the idea that this 5 has to do with the 5? Because it is famous. Judaism, maybe also yoga. There's a soul, a few parts, 5 parts according to Judaism. And this is their name. Yechida, like unique one. Chaya, the living one. The neshama, the ruach, the spirit. And the nefesh, which is also kind of spirit. You know, this is the 5 names of the parts of the neshama. Now, where they are? So, the Yechida, unique one, this is the meaning, is right outside the body, the highest one. Then comes Chaya, the living one. Also, both of them are outside the body, which we call aura, basically. And they really bring energy, light, whatever it is, to the man, right? To think, the power to think, to understand, and so on. The book of Leviticus is again the 3rd part, which is called Neshama, the soul. Yeah? This is the soul, Neshama, the soul in our brain. This is when we put feeling, when we pray to God, we said we put that feeling on our head up, against the brain in which the soul dwells. So the Neshama, the 3rd one, is already in the body, in the brain, in the moch. Then in the heart, it is a part which is called ruach, the spirit, ruach, wind, ruach. And the last one, which is really the Deuteronomy, the last part. Also, Deuteronomy, interesting, is the lower level, one more, came from Moses. It is the liver, the physical, the body. So these are the 5 parts of the neshama, parallel to the 5 books of Moses. Now we'll understand exactly this phenomenon. So comes out that Genesis, the Reshis, is again the highest, which is called unique one, and also Yechida. Yechida means like the single one, singles. Yeah. Why? Because Genesis is a book in which we have singles of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the unique people, the great people, right? Not yet the Jewish nation as a nation. So the Genesis is a book which really tells us about the creation, about great people, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, and so on, right? So this is really, again, the highest part, which is really the start of everything, the starting point, really, of everything. Exodus is already a book where Jews became a nation, children of Israel, a nation. A book when we got the Torah, yeah, Sinai, we got Torah, Jethro, which we are going to read soon, on Shabbos. Then you have all the stories about how Jews became a nation, and the Court of the Commandments. Then the whole story of their existence. It means that a nation, a chosen nation by God, right? And their accepting of the Torah was this time in this book, right? Sinai Revelation. The building, yeah. So it means it was really the building, it was really the part of the book has to do with the temple, yeah, in which we have the Shekhinah, divinity. So basically, it's a book of life of the Jewish people. This is why it is against the part of the neshama which is called chaya. Chaya means living, Chai, living, Chaya, because this is, Leviticus is a book which gives life to the Jewish people, to those who keep the Torah also. Gentiles, they keep the 7 laws also. So, this is why the Torah, in this case, right, come backward, which means the following. The Genesis and Exodus, because they are outside the body, and their main goal is to bring down the energy, the light, whatever you call it, abundance from up to down from God. This is why the Torah is up to down. Leviticus, the neshama, the brain, is basically the connection, connecting the upper two to the lower two. What are the lower two will explain just now. What is their purpose? What's their function? So neshama is like 8. The soul, neshama, connecting the upper two and the lower two in the brain. Because the brain is in the center, yeah, 2 above and 2 down. Yeah, the above is Yechidah and Chaya. And down is the heart and the liver, the body, yeah. So, because the neshama have this important function to connect this, in fact, even the shape of the number 8 is not simple. You know that Aristo got a lot of his wisdom from Ezekiel the prophet. So the number 8 represents the connection of upper worlds and lower worlds, which is exactly the neshama, the soul. That feeling also, the idea of feeling have the basic word from tefillah, from still connection, connecting the upper world to the lower world when you daven against so on. So therefore, the number 8 is the number of the neshama, because Shmone and neshama are the same letter. And this is why Leviticus, the book against the brain, against the neshama, letter Shmone also has 80 Shmone letters of God name, Yud K Vav K. Now it is known, it is famous that in the feeling also you have the letters Yud K Vav K. So this is apparently idea a lot written about in my books and other books. So now the question was why the ruach, the liver, against numbers, and the autonomy against the liver. So why the ruach and the liver are upside down from down to up? Because the main function of man, after getting the spiritual energy, light, if you want to explain it, the purpose of man is to elevate himself, to use it to elevate his situation, to raise above nature, means to control his desires and all these things. It means that you have to transcend the physical to spiritual, to turn the lower one to higher ones, you see. This is why the Torah is backwards, because your work is to build the Torah, you have to keep the Torah definitely, but this you are elevating yourself from the bottom, from down to up, yeah. Make yourself spiritual by keeping mitzvot and so on. So this by number, and Deuteronomy, which is against the lower parts, yeah, in the body, is upside down. And Deuteronomy, because it's a liver, the very physical one, the mother spoke, is 49. Yeah. So amazing explanation, which Rav Cohen basically said, and this is exactly what the table shows you, because the table, Bible code, is part of Kabbalah. Understand? You must know it. Alright? Therefore, you can understand sometimes many things with the lettership and so on, numbers, is Kabbalah. So here also, to understand really the 5 books, this phenomena is shown all over. So Krishna and so on, all of them show this, because the amazing phenomena, it cannot be that exactly 50-50 and exactly again 50. And they understand, okay, and I give the explanation. This is explanation to understand better why I lot of 50. in Genesis, Exodus 15, 1%. But you see, in the middle one is God's name. This is understanding exactly because the basis faith of Jews is there are 5 parts of the neshama. Yeah, it's actually like feeling. The feeling is against this. The feeling, the lower part of feeling is against the heart. Yeah, which we said also in the prayer, want to sanctify the heart and the brain, because this is all the idea of feeling, keep putting feeling and praying is really sanctifying your mind and your heart, your emotion. The most important is the work of prayer. Right? So I think what I told you just now is much more, but to understand it, because otherwise people said immediately, no doubt that people don't want to accept the right, not right, like 49 years of age, nothing there. This is the trouble. People don't like to think, especially when they're thinking supposed to bring them to keep the Torah, the gentle 7 laws and verse, so everything, is exactly about Pharaoh, about Pharaoh. It means, like, it's so interesting that the hail, for example, the hail which came over him. So only because Moses told him, you will see that the hail will stop 12 o'clock, and he saw, it finished, better to say it is a thunder. Moses told him the thunder will stop 12 o'clock, and Pharaoh looking at this and wait to see that Moses is right. Oh, 12 o'clock, no thunder. Oh, thunder came only 3 minutes after 12. Oh, so he said Moses is right, nothing and nothing. So what is the truth? And what is the truth? Is written explanation. And you can see it in the Torah, the expression of Moses. We spoke about the beginning of the thunder and the echo of the thunder. So Moses really said to Pharaoh, clearly it's written, that the thunder will finish 12 o'clock. You know why? Because the light starts. The light and the thunder comes together. The light is much quicker than the thunder. Yeah, but Pharaoh didn't want to believe, so did not think much to understand. Maybe Moses said 12 and you came 12 must be a reason. This is exactly psychology of people who don't want to accept the truth of the Torah. Pity, great pity, because they are losing life. So interesting and important really lecture, which I gave you now, which is basically the continuation of the old one, but it was not so clear, so I try to make it clear now.